Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares. Welcome back to the Terror in the Isles Challenge. This is a segment I've been doing with my good buddy, Joe the Horror Man, where we're going to examine films from Terror in the Isles. Not only the theatrical version, but the television cut as well. Today we're going to be talking about Nighthawks. Nighthawks is a 1981 movie which runs approximately 99 minutes and is directed by Bruce Malmuth. Now, he passed away on June 29th, 2005, at the age of 71. He was in Pentathon, Hard to Kill, and Foreplay. Now, the star Sylvester Stallone as Deke. He was in Rocky, Expendables, and The Specialist. Rutger Hauer as Wolfgar. He passed away on July 19th, 2019, at the age of 75. He was in Blade Runner, The Osterman Weekend, and Blind Justice. And Billy D. Williams as Matthew Fox. He was in Star Wars, Fanboys, and Hood of Horror. Now, the budget on this film is $5 million, and it had a worldwide gross of $19.9 million. And the movie had two alternate titles. One was called Attack, and the other one was called Hawks. This is a pretty easy story. This tells the story of Deke and Matthew. They are both undercover cops who work in New York City. Now, they are recruited into a counter-terrorist group to take down Wolfgar, who is played by Rutger Hauer. Now, Wolfgar has been kicked out of his own country for turning on one of his people. So now he's in America, and he wants to kind of strike out on his own here. And he blows up buildings and just creates terror. Nothing that we haven't seen in the news lately, I'm sure. This movie's awesome, and I'll address one thing. You may not think this is a horror movie, but with the way things are going today, I definitely think it is. And you also have to understand that this is basically a slasher film at heart, and Rutger Hauer plays a maniac in this film. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so this was my first experience with Sylvester Stallone outside of the Rocky franchise. Now, I, of course, grew up watching Rocky, all the Rocky films, and I freaking love them. This was actually the first movie I watched with Sylvester Stallone where he wasn't Rocky. And we used to actually have this on a CED video disc, very similar to this one. And this actually, because I was telling Joe this story, this was actually on my very first videotape when my father bought a VCR for us. It was Night Shift, Nighthawks, and Raiders of the Lost Ark. This is when we were learning how to convert CED over to VHS, because we were going to get rid of our CED collection, which was really, really stupid, let me tell you. This is a fantastic movie. It's acted extremely well. It definitely, even though the Rocky films were nominated or won Best Picture and all that, this movie definitely proved that Sylvester Stallone had a different side to him, that he could really act. Billy D. Williams, as Joe put it, is very unhinged in this movie, and is pretty cool. They basically played two undercover cops who are a little on the, as Joe would put it once again, unhinged side. And they get recruited into this counter-terrorist group. Now, Joe Spinell is also in this film. Rest in peace. He plays Manafo, which is their boss, the police boss. And he does a really good job in this movie. I think everyone does a great job in this movie. I've probably seen this so many times, I can quote it verbatim. And plus, Rutger Hauer was my favorite actor. So yeah. Let me get to my relatable recommendation, which is going to be Cobra. Now, this movie also, in my opinion, blurs the line between horror and action. They both have horror and action in them, in my opinion, and this is basically a slasher movie, but it's an action film because you're dealing with a cult, but you're not only dealing with a cult, you're dealing with a psychotic person who is the leader of this cult. So definitely check out Cobra. I know a lot of people think that it's one of his lesser films. I don't think so. I've always loved it. It is very 80s, very action oriented, and very cheesy, like Commando and other movies that came along. But definitely check out Nighthawks because I do feel like this is an underrated movie, and I feel like it's one that may have slipped under the radar for a lot of people. And don't forget to check out Joe's review and see what he picked as a recommendation. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.